In the previous two videos, I outlined how and why to construct coarse woody debris wildlife homes. The creation of homes for nature from decomposition of large logs has an additional benefit that gets better with each CWD site you develop throughout your garden: fungus, bacteria, and protists. These microorganisms live in the soil at very specific temperatures and conditions. The upper critical decomposition soil layer must be covered with live and dead plant material to maintain a healthy environment for plants. Soil directly exposed or covered with short grass will overheat in summer, killing the microorganisms in the upper root and soil layers. If continuous cover is achieved, microorganisms can survive at the most productive layer in the soil. Fungus, bacteria, and protists are responsible for nutrient management and logistics within the soil. Fungus and bacteria create ever-expanding nutrient networks within the upper soil layer where plants thrive. Protists are similar to bacteria with organelles that give them the energy and control to be predators of both fungi and bacteria. Protists will feed on good and bad fungus and bacteria, keeping the numbers in control. We want beneficial fungus and bacteria to survive, so we create the conditions for the good fungus and bacteria. But we also need the aid of protists to help keep it all in check. Plants can only gain direct access to nutrients through their roots. While some plants can send roots out for some distance, most plants have a compact root design. Without decomposition by organisms, woody plant material would soon build up around a plant, making animals' insect-happy homes, but the nutrients would remain locked up in the material, unavailable to the plants. Fungus and bacteria invade coarse woody debris in good contact with the soil, as was shown in previous videos on the CWD. Fungus composed of an underground mass of mycelium fiber bundles send hyphae-tipped fibers searching for new food sources. Once a source is found, a highway of fibers is created to deal with the nutrients extracted from the source and is transported to where the mycelium network deems it is needed. Mycelial networks have been recorded as large as several football fields in size. Plants and mycelial networks developed a symbiotic relationship that allows both to flourish. Mycorrhizae fungi are a very interesting group of fungus that have adapted to live within plant root cells. A plant growing a new root may encounter a mycorrhizae fungi spore in the soil. The plant will make room within a root cell, allowing the mycorrhizae fungi to develop a network directly terminating within the plant root. Plants produce sugars. Sugars are an easy-to-digest food source for animals, insects, fungus, bacteria, and protists. Sugars are considered tasty by all living creatures and an excellent source of carbon. Carbon is the building block for organic life and a commodity eagerly exchanged in the world. A plant may need to exchange some stored sugars in times when adequate nutrients are not available in the soil around the plant. Bacteria grows colonies that bring nutrients into the area around the plant roots. As they feed on the sugars exudates the plant releases through their roots into the soil. The fungal network will find and transport the nutrients required by the plant in exchange for carbon in the form of sugars at the mycorrhizal interface. When I first discovered that plants, fungus, and bacteria form a symbiotic relationship and that fungal networks interlink all plants from the smallest to the largest trees, I thought, wow, this explains so much. I wondered how plants could get the critical nutrients they needed for 100 years of growth just from what is in the soil to start with and what decomposes above its roots alone. The ability of bacteria and fungus to transport vital nutrients into an area around the roots of plants is amazing. The fact that fungus and bacteria networks will work hard to keep a plant alive, even if the plant is not contributing much to the network, is thought-provoking, but makes some sense to me. It is better for all plants, bacteria, protists, and fungi in the area concerned if the troubled plant survive and maintain its soil cover. If the plant dies, then the soil surface will be exposed and may lose moisture, and the process of soil degradation would begin in a small patch that might spread. Fungus will manage and maintain the garden if given the chance. The hyphae at the tip of the mycelial fiber will synthesize whatever chemistry is required to obtain the basic minerals and nutrients from whatever it is digesting. From dead animals to solid rock, the ability of fungus to develop enzymes for any job is truly astonishing. Once a mycelial network has stored enough energy and the timing is right, it is time to fruit. Mushrooms will sprout from dead logs and soil. Animals and insects can benefit from certain mushrooms. Both animals and insects farm and inoculate themselves with fungus. Only gardens with a good fungal and bacterial presence will be able to support a dense and highly biodiverse micro-ecosystem in a home permaculture garden and wildlife habitat. With a coarse woody debris cover and an understanding of why a continuous cover of dead and decaying plant matter is essential to keep the entire ecosystem alive, we are ready for ground cover. In the next video, ground cover, a very difficult horticultural nightmare of government bureaucracy and invasive species. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, consider subscribing and giving it a like. Take it easy.